Okay, I think we can start now. Can you hear me? Can you confirm that you can hear me? Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so this is the second lecture on workshop technology and practices. And under this one, we try to learn what are the safety practices in workplace. Right. So these are the contents of today's lecture. Accidents and hazards at work, health and safety procedures, personal safety procedures, general safety procedures, process safety procedures, and finally handling the fire. Right. So as I said earlier, the last lecture also, this is a 3 credit subject, and usually 1 hour per week lectures will be there, and also the content, the weightage from the from the course will be 50% from okay. So these are the reference books I told you in the last day also. You can refer them if you want. Right. So let's see what do you mean by an accident, right? Accident is also it's an injury, right? Accident is an injury that may happen in workplace or even at your home. So that will be a accident. So what are the consequences of accident when it comes to work, right? Financial cost, losses of in output, lowered morale, and negative publicity, right? Financial cost mean, I mean, if there is some kind of, if there is an accident in your workplace, that may cost may incur, right? Cost may incur financial costs, and also losses of out. So sometimes there will be a loss from the output, I mean, loss from the uh, in the final output, okay? In the factory or in the company or anywhere. Lowered morale means it's more like the confidence or the attitude of the worker, right? The worker may not be uh, working in a good attitude, right? Then negative publicity, uh, outside parties. Then types of accidents, right? So there are some types of accident. Nearly miss, no one injured, although damage to property may occur, right? So there is no apparent accident, but it's more like nearly miss, right? Accident. I mean, almost an accident happened, right? So that may happen, but it's only nearly miss. Okay, and there is no personal injury, but there can be some property damage. Then second one, non-fatal required first aid treatment. So there can be some small injuries, right? Some cuts, right? Some burns, right? Likewise, non-fatal, and the worker may need some first aid treatment. Non-fatal and employee temporary disabled, right? So there can be, I mean, first aid is not enough. The employee, the person may have temporary disabled, right? But with the time he may recover. Non-fatal and employee permanently disabled. It's not a fatal one, right? But the person may be permanently disabled, right? So sometimes he got severed finger, severed hand, right? Like fatal, one or more kill. So sometimes a deadly accidents may happen. Fire accidents, property damage, right? So that is relevant to uh, I mean, not relevant to people, but for property, right? Data table about injuries happen in the workplace, right? Likewise, workplace and other places. Okay, you can see how many fatalities and how many fatalities per 100,000 employees, right? That percentage, right? Then let's talk about hazard, right? What do you mean by hazard? Anything that exposes a person to danger or injury, right? So hazard is not a, I mean, hazard and accidents are two different, right? Hazards and uh, accidents are two different things, but hazard may lead to finally an accident. Okay. So what do you mean by hazard is anything that exposes a person to danger or injury. So hazard lead to an accident or injury or any kind of danger. Hazardous situation, if detected early and corrected speedily, can significantly reduce the chances of accidents occurring. So you can, I mean, if you can eliminate or you can reduce any form of hazard, right, you can prevent accidents. So that is the meaning. Hazard, a physical situation with potential for human injury. Hazard, a condition that could lead to an accident, right? So, initially there will be an hazard, right? That hazard may lead to an accident, right? The hazard may pave the way for an accident. Accident, what do you mean by accident is an unintended event or series of events that results in death, injury, loss of system or service, right? Like I said earlier, right? So that is a uh, that situation is known as accident. So hazard lead to an accident. Right? There are different hazards you can see, right? There are commonly available. These are some of the commonly available hazards. Hazardous chemicals, ladders, scaffoldings, right? Scaffoldings means are uh, supports, right? Uh, Vehicle accidents, respiratory hazards, electrical wiring, machinery malfunctions, falling objects, right? Likewise, there are different hazards which may lead to accident, right? Which may cause dangers for people working in the workplace, right? So there are some hazard signs. So you may have seen these kind of hazard signs in most of the buildings and even uh, in the workplace, right? Likewise, you may have seen these kind of hazard signs, right? First hazard sign, first hazard sign, danger, electrical shock risk, right? So electrocution may happen. So that is the meaning, right? And also you can use the same for danger, high voltage, right? You may have seen this high voltage danger sign in panel boxes, right? Everywhere in even in transformers, right? You may have seen. Then danger toxic. So you have seen this skeleton, skull and bones, uh, this sign, right? So that uh, shows that it's toxic or sometimes it may be harmful, right? It's deadly. So that is the meaning. Then, in case of fire, you may have seen this fire hazard sign, right? Danger fire is highly inflammable material, right? Likewise, right? This is relevant to fires. This is relevant to caused by fires. And danger compressed gas. Sometimes you may have seen. I mean, you have. I mean, almost rare, right? But this sign is for compressed gas, right? Especially pneumatic lines, right? Like and caution mind the steps, right? Sometimes there may be some obstacles. Okay. Caution mind your head. Sometimes there will be some places you have to uh, cover your head, right? Otherwise, you may get hit your head. Okay. Caution slippery surface, right? There can be a surface, wet surfaces, right? So in this situation, slippery surface. And also this kind of warning signs for different reasons. Okay. This is a warning sign. There can be automatic door, caution, danger, right? Likewise, there can be mild dangers, right? So in this situation, you may have seen this hazard sign. And they have, they are, you can see their colors, right? Red color relevant to prohibition. Okay, prohibition mean it's asking not to do. Please don't do this, right? Like that's the meaning of prohibition, and that prohibition is given in red color. Okay, and also uh, that red color and this circle with cross line. Okay, then the yellow color is a warning. Okay, it's a warning sign, and this blue color one, right? Blue color one means you must do something. Okay, mandatory means it's yeah, you need to do that, right? It's compulsory to do that. And this green color, right? In green color, right? They have given for, right, this kind of safe condition. You have to go this side, right? You have to follow this procedure, right? You can see this fire exit. It shows the direction, right? It's more like a guide to safely exit, right? And this red color, it's given for fire equipment as well, right? Okay. Right. Likewise, they have given this color code to catch the attention of the people. Right. Then let's discuss about what are the health and safety procedures. Right. So there are mainly three different health and safety procedures: personal safety procedures, general safety procedures, and process safety procedures. Okay. Right. What do you mean by personal safety procedures? Has to do with the way in which a person is attired for a workshop or work site for practical activity. Okay. So usually a personal protective equipment, we call that one as PP, personal protective equipment. So this kind of personal protective equipment provides safety for the work. Okay. Always wear your personal protective equipment. So you have to wear personal protective. Do not wear defective personal protective equipment. So otherwise, it won't guarantee your safety. Right. Then this is small description. I will go through brief. Right. Uh, this personal safety, it's involve lower level hazard, right? So you can prevent lower level hazard by sometimes by using uh, personal protective equipment. Okay, but protective equipment cannot guarantee very uh, large injuries. Right? Let's say an explosion, you cannot survive from personal protective equipment in case of explosion. And personal safety is taking preventive action to reduce hazards that results in slips and manual handling injuries. Right. So you have to you have to uh, take care, right, to prevent other hazards. Okay. For example, this kind of slips, trips, falls, right? Manual handling injuries, right? So those things can be avoided. Even if you don't wear personal protective equipment, sometimes you can prevent those injuries. Personal safety injuries comes from result with interaction between people and equipment. Okay, so that protection is there. Okay, so that is relevant to personal protective or personal safety procedure. Then general safety procedures, right, has to do with the general working environment. Clean up all the spills immediately, right? So like I said, wet surfaces can cause tripping or slipping, right? So if you can, I mean, if there is a certain liquid spill on the surface, you can immediately clean and prevent the hazard, prevent the accident by identifying the hazard, right? The spill is the hazard, and you can identify that spill may cause for an accident. Then you can eliminate the hazard. Keep workshop clean, right? Sometimes you can eliminate accidents or hazards by keeping the workshop clean. Ensure all machine guards are both people and equipment. Okay, so this is general process safety procedures, right? The general things relevant to uh, process safety procedures, right? Let's go through some most important things. Uh, right, safety, same implementing controls to reduce the risk, right? Then type of risk, yes. Then types of risk considered to be part of process safety include the explosion, fires, right? Then process safety looks at bigger picture when it comes to hazard. Then right, so general things, how we can uh, reduce accidents, right? Right. I mean, for example, right, you can see that when you're working with oil and gas firms, right, the hazardous material are the working materials, right? So that material may cause major injuries. Right? You can go through these content later. Okay. So this is the approach for process safety. So these are some of the annotations I done in the last lecture. Okay. So first of all, you have to identify what is the hazard. Okay. So hazard may cause, I think you can remember, right? Hazard may lead to an accident. Then you have to identify what is the hazard. Then after that, determination of the level risk, right? Whether it's a fatal one or non-fatal one, right? Whether it cause accident for people or machines, right? Likewise, you can identify what level of risk will be there in the hazard. Then after that, implementation of necessary safeguard, which forms the basis of safety. So you can implement necessary safeguards, right? Guidelines, like, okay. Then after that, attention to process safety risks, right? You can focus on what are the process safety risks available in your workplace. Then after that, the threat of legal action for non-compliance, right? So if you want uh, follow this safety procedure, right? You are liable to punishment, right? Legal action if you are not following safety procedures, right? Correct safety procedures in your workplace, right? So non-compliance mean you are not following them. Okay, you are not compliant for that. Then there will be a legal action for non-compliance. Then if you won't, I mean, if you don't follow safety procedures, right? There will be loss of valuable assets. So both the people and machinery and other property, right? There will be loss in both uh, people and machinery. Then after that, potential for serious injury or fatality in worst case scenario, right? So in the worst situation, right, there can be serious injuries and fatalities for both people and machinery. Then, when it comes to, I mean, after a certain injury or any kind of property damage or any kind of accident, there will be loss of production and income, right? So there won't be people working because of the accident, and there will be less revenue for uh, the company or the workplace. Then after that, unwelcoming media attention. So once there was an accident in a workplace, right? So there will be a media attention, right? So media attention mean not only from social media or any other, right? Even other people also interested in those kind of loss and or those accidents, right? And when it comes to an accident, so that will give bad image to the company, right? Damage to company's reputation, right? It will give bad uh, image for the company. Then there is a potential for increased insurance uh, premium, right? So that means that the insurance may sometimes it may not cover for accidents, right? If you're not following correct order. Okay, so that is the approach for process safety. So you have to eliminate, you have to identify what are the accident, what are the hazards available in your workplace. Then you have to eliminate them, or at least you have to control them. Right? I will play some two videos to get an idea on workplace safety.
Zam! Fadil. You should use the trolley instead. Come, let me help you. Don't forget to lock out, tag out.
Take time to take care of your safety and health at work and get home safely to your loved ones.
Cheng! Ang! Careful! Don't step on the fragile surface. The barricades are missing.
Take time to take care of your safety and health at work and get home safely to your loved ones.
Right. Then let's see what are the general safety procedures for workshop. Okay, security approval. The secure the instructor's approval for secure this instructor's approval for all work you plan to do in the workshop. He or she is the one to decide if work can and should be done in and will be able to suggest the best, easiest way and safest ways to do. So you can get the support from a supervisor or some kind of instructor to carry on your work, right? To carry on your work safe, right? So you have to you can get that approval from that person, okay? And you have to follow, as I said earlier, you have to follow personal protective equipment, and this kind of proper clothing. Okay, dress properly at your work. Remove coats, sweaters, and jackets. Roll up your sleeves, and it is advisable to wear shop apron, right? So this kind of apron you can wear, right? This kind of apron you can wear. Uh, wear suitable heat resistive jackets and gloves only when it necessary, right? So for example, welding and casting, you have to wear heat resistive clothing to prevent unwanted heat enter into your body. And eye protection, so especially grinding and different operations, you have to protect your eyes. So in that case, you can wear this kind of goggles, right? And you have to uh, wear this kind of helmet, okay, or face shield to protect your eye and or face, okay. Then clean hands. Keep your hands clean and free of oil, right? Sometimes if you have oil in your hand, uh, that may cause injuries, right? So you cannot handle tools properly because of the slipperiness, right? That may lead to an injury. Consideration of others. Be thoughtful and helpful toward other workers, right? So if you help others, you can prevent injury. Okay. Tool selection. Select proper size and types of tool to your work, right? So especially machines, right? Drill bits and different cutting tools, right? So you have to select proper tools for your application. Otherwise, it will be hazardous. Carrying tools. Keep edge pointed tool turned down and do not swing your arms to raise them overhead when carrying them, right? So you can use this kind of apron to carry your uh, tools, right? Safely. So you have to handle these kind of tools properly to prevent any injuries. And when you're giving, let's say you're handing over a tool or any kind of tool, right? You have to follow some correct way, right? Especially like if you're giving a knife to a person, right? You are not going to give in this way. This is incorrect because the other person may have to uh, hold this hand from the cutting side, right? Therefore, this is the correct way, right? When you are giving a sharp tool or sharp knife, right, to another person. Then flow safety. So you have to clean surfaces and you have to prevent uh, wet surfaces, right? So that is flow safe. The flow should be clear, scrap blocks, and excessive litter, right? Otherwise, it may be hazardous. Uh, Wipe up immediately any liquid spill on the floor. So you have to prevent uh, injuries caused by liquids. Clamp in stock. Whenever possible, mount your work in the vice clamp to a bench, right? I think in the the last lecture, I told you that we are using a vice, right? I will show you what you mean by vice. I think you may have remembered, right? This one. In the fitting shop, right? Fitting shop, right? You can use this kind of vice, right? I think I explained the last lecture, right? You can use this kind of vice to handle workpiece, right? Workpiece and any other material. Okay, here. Then using tools, hold tool in correct position, right? What I have told here, right? Most edge tool should be handling both hands with cutting motion away from yourself and other students, right? So you have to point your tool away from the people. Then bench organization, keep your project material carefully organized on the bench with tools located near the center. Do not pile up. You have to you have to organize. So you have to keep objects in the workplace in a proper manner to prevent injuries, right? So that is the meaning. Then lifting. Protect your back muscle when lifting heavy objects, right? This is the wrong way, right? This is the incorrect way because if it's okay if this is a very light object, but if this is very heavy object, the muscles in the back side of your body may subjected to strain, right? Therefore, this is the incorrect way. You have to follow this way, right? When you are lifting some heavy object, then there are some personal protective equipment you have to follow. You have to wear the workplace, right? Eye and face protection, right? Face shield, goggles, right? Then head protection, you can wear this kind of helmet. Foot and leg protection, you can wear this kind of shoes, right? Hand and arm protection, you can wear gloves, and body protection, you can wear apron. Hearing protection, you can use this kind of ear muffs, right? This one and this one, ear muffs, to protect your ears from vibration and large sounds. Okay, there are different color codes given for helmets, right? But basically, every helmet gives the same function to protect your head. Okay, the color codes are given based on the profession. Okay, you can see for engineers and other white color, electrician and other they have blue color. Likewise, based on the profession, they have given this color code, but the the primary purpose of this helmet is to protect from injuries. Then handling fire, right? There are different classes of fire. Okay, class A, class B, class C, class D, and class K. Okay, so there are five groups. Okay, so these are that category is based on the materials which cause fire. So class A, fires that are fires are common combustible materials such as wood, cloth, paper, and packing material. So combustible materials, combustible solid material. Class B, fire are flammable liquids such as petrol, kerosene, oil, grease, fat, right? Flammable liquid, right? Which are not solids, which are in the liquid form. Then class C, fire involve live electrical. So the fire caused by electricity. Then class D, fire involves combustible materials such as magnesium, potassium, sodium, right? So those materials are, those materials are highly, it's more like, you cannot expose, especially potassium and sodium, right? You cannot expose to the not environment for liquids like water, right? You cannot, especially sodium, right? That may cause uh, combustion. If you put some sodium into water, right? That may give, uh, that cause combustion. Okay. Then class K, fire that are caused by household chemicals such as aerosol spray, candles, nail polish remover, acetone, right? Household chemicals. Okay, so that is class K. And so that is the category, right? Same thing is given in the table, right? Ordinary combustible material, flammable liquid, electricity, combustible metal, and household chemicals, right? Then, so there are some extinguishers, right? To extinguish those fires, right? Water extinguisher, foam extinguisher, powder extinguisher, CO2 extinguisher, and with chemical extinguisher. And I mean, there are other types as well, right? These are the most common ones. Okay, and I mean, you may have seen this fire extinguisher chart. What type of extinguisher is suitable for those five types of fire, right? Class A, Class B, Class C, Class D, and Class K. You can see for Class A, uh, the suitable one is water, and for Class B, for class A, sorry, foam is suitable for class A and B and K, and dry powder suitable for except K, and CO2 is suitable for B, C, and B, K, and sorry, B, D, and K, right? So that fire extinguisher chart gives the idea what are the suitable extinguishers that can be used for a particular fire. Right. So that is that's what I have to say today, right? And so this is relevant to fire safety. Okay. So up to now, do you have any questions regarding today's lecture or in the previous week, like previous lecture? Okay, right. So if you don't have any questions, and I want to mark your attendance, therefore, can you put your index number and name in the chat box so that I can mark the attendance? I want to mark the attendance. Therefore, please put your index number and the name in the chat box.
Recording stopped.
Okay, so if you have given attendance, you can leave, right? Okay, so in the next week, we will meet, right? Thank you very much for joining and have a nice day.